Hi guys, I am moving the camera again. This happens every single video. I don't know what to do. Hey guys, Silas here. Welcome back to my channel. If the camera is moving, it's because it's an iPad. Yeah. I record everything with my iPad. You guys already know. But welcome to my 2025 wrap up. We've done it, guys. Another year, another good reading year. I don't know. I didn't like 2025 as like a personal year. Like, I'm tired, and yeah, being chronically ill is not great. Having like I was in so many medication and different things. I think I at some point in the year stopped being able to feel things. It was not great. Well, let's go to the wrap up. So, my little rules is no DNFs are counted towards my reading goal. I DNF'd a few books. I don't think I'm going to be talking about them here, but if you guys would like a video about that, I would do it. What else? I don't count books that I reread in the same year. For example, this year I read a book in February that I read again in November. So I'm not going to count it towards my reading goal. It's like, it's the same book. I'm just rereading it because I love it so much. So I don't count it towards the reading goal. And I think that's it. I'm not going to pick up the books. I'm tired. We're going to go chronologically, and also I'm probably going to show pictures of them here. That's how we do it here. So let's pick up my reading journal and go through them. So here they are, the 58 books I read in 2025. We started the year, and I'm not gonna be too in-depth with the reviews of these books because I literally have vlogs for almost every single one of them. And if not, I probably have a video where I talk about them in depth because I am obsessed. So yeah. We're going kind of rapid fire. Not very rapid, the start of this video, I know. So, first book we read this year was Daisy Yates, which I gave 3.5 stars. This was the second book in the Magnolia Park series. I haven't gotten to the third one yet. I think I like this one a little bit more than Magnolia Parks, but it was still like storyline wise, it was still on the same level. The characters here, I felt more connected, but still it was on the same level, to be honest. Then I read Ghosted. It was so cute. I don't know. I think I heard Sarah Caroli talk so much about this book that I was just like, I gotta read this, and I read it, and it was so sweet because it's like a second chance, and the guy is kind of a Marvel hero. He's like an actor and everything, and he plays like a Marvel hero, and they have a kid, and it's so, you gotta read Ghosted. I think go into it blindly. No, it's second chance. They have a kid. That's all you need to know. Then I started reading the series that I challenged myself to read throughout the whole year, and it was the Addicted series. I read Addicted to You, gave it 4.5 stars. That was insane to me. I was not expecting it to like it that much, especially the first book. And then I ended up knowing that I just loved Lily and Lo so much, and the other characters were like, they were okay, not my faves. But yeah, then I read Ricochet, which I gave 4 stars, and I read Addicted for Now, which was my favorite book of the whole series, and I gave 5 stars. I have like full reading vlog of the series, have 3 videos. I think there's a playlist on my channel if you want to watch that. So yeah, the Addicted series, first 3 books, amazing. I love them. Then I read Beartown, which is here somewhere. Yeah. I have talked about Beartown so many times. I'm not gonna keep reading the series. I was too heartbroken, so I searched. I actively spoiled myself the end of the series, and I'm glad I did that, because if I read the book, I would have been in a depressive episode for the foreseeable future after reading that. So no, we're not gonna read that. But Beartown is very, I don't know if it's because I live in a very small town and we do not have hockey as our sport, but we have football. And if something like this happened here, it would disrupt us a bit. Like, I would, maybe not as much as it disrupted this very small town, but still, I would feel it. And I don't know, it was very close to me. Felt weird. I loved the book. I cried like 3 times reading this book. It was great. I remember it so vividly, and every time I go into a bookstore and there's like the winners or like the third or the second book, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna read that. But you were so good to me, But yeah, then I read Genderqueer, which is the only, no, is it the only? Likely, yeah, the only graphic novel I read this year. It was so good. It was so nice. I read it in like an hour and a half. It is such a great representation of the queer experience. Even though I haven't had that queer experience, I'm still queer, and I still feel and see what other people of my community go through. So it was cute. Go read Genderqueer. You're gonna feel a bit heartwarmed like I did. Then I read a book that surprised me so much. Like, I didn't know it would make me this eager to read more of this author. I read If You Could See the Sun by An Liang. Changed my life. It's here somewhere. Yeah, it's on that. I don't think you can see it. Oh, you think? You can. It's after The Right Move. If You Could See the Sun was so great because I went to it blindly. Hyper blind. Because when she started disappearing, I was like, that's why it's called If You Could See the Sun. I was so, wow. I had no words to describe it for a long time. And now I loved Henry a lot. Like, I think about him quite often. And I want to read An Liang's other books. And I tried reading this year I'm Not Jessica Shen, but I was in such a bad reading slump when I picked it up that I didn't continue it. So I read around 30% of it. I hope next year, 2026, I get the urge to pick it up again, start and finish, because it was going okay. And now she's gonna have another book about the moon, something about the moon, that it's a character from there. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, great surprise. Wasn't expecting. Gave it 5 stars. Then I read If You've Reached Sam, and even though I kind of knew what was happening, I was still like held back by the situation, because she's talking to someone who's dead. And it's like, is he really dead, or is he just in this middle thing where he might go to heaven or not? It was insane, but I think the story still lacked a bit, so I gave it 3 stars. But honestly, crazy. I love that when people start talking with the dead. I have another book here that I read that is like this, and it's my type of book. If you know a book like that, you gotta give that recommendation to me. Okay, then I went into my addicted series again. That can be fast. So I read Kiss the Sky, rated it 4 stars. Then Hot House Flower, 4 stars. Thrive, 4 stars. The Addicted series, those 3 books gave 4 stars. And then I read The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And I was so sad because I'd already watched the movie. It's here. The book is here. Where is it? Oh my god. It's here. I'm like, I'd already watched the movie, and this is like This was one of the first times where I actually wanted to read the book so bad after watching the movie. And I was so sad. And everything I can think about is we're infinite. We're fucking infinite, guys. And I gave it 4 stars because it was really good. It was really, really good. I think you guys know the story. I don't need to tell it to you. But if you've watched the movie and you feel like you don't need to read the book, you need to. You really need to. And the way his letters, like the writing in his letters, starts to improve as he grows. That's such a niche thing to do as an author, but it was so good. Like, I love it. Please, guys, go read that book. Okay. After that, we read probably the second favorite book of this year, and it was Heated Rivalry. Yeah. Yes, guys. I read Heated Rivalry in February this year, and then we got the show in November/December. No, it was December only. I don't know. We got the show, and I think it was only December. I'm feral about those two. I love Hilya Rosanov with everything I have inside of me. So yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I think that book changed my life forever. Like, it changed my perception of love again, as if any queer book I read changes my perception of love, and you're gonna see it throughout this wrap specifically. Like, this year I read some queer stories, not even about queer love, but like queer people. They were amazing, okay? But yeah, Heated Rivalry was, wow. It took me out of like a very depressing time. So I gotta thank Rachel Reed for that. I even wrote a Substack article onto this show and TV and book and everything. If you guys want to read it, it's probably on my community. Yeah, in community post somewhere. If you guys want to read that, because I'm gonna forget to put it on the description of this video. So then I read Ignite Me. It's part of the Shatter Me series. It's the 3rd book. Yeah, it's here. And it was so much fun because finally Aaron Warner and Juliet like this, and I was loving it. I also have a reading vlog of this, so go watch that. I gave it 4 stars. Then I read Iron Flame. Actually, I think I mostly listened to the audiobook of this one, and I gave it 3.5 stars. I love the audiobook of this one. Even though I gave last year Fourth Wing 4 stars, I think Iron Flame is my favorite of them all, because I'm gonna talk about Onyx Storm here somewhere, hopefully, that I wrote it down. I don't know. But Iron Flame was so great into the adventure they were going into. I love that. I love when they go on quests and all of that. So Iron Flame was good for that, and probably my favorite of the old trilogy for now. It's Iron Flame. Then I read Reckless, which I gave 4 stars. Reckless is the cowboy. I don't know where the cow... Oh, it's here. It's right in the back. It's the cowboy romance. I don't even want to mention the author because she is in something very problematic. And I have another book here on my TBR to read from her that I don't even know anymore. She was borderline racist, and we gotta stop that. So we're not mentioning her. But I read that book. Then I read God of Malice, that I gave 3 stars. I only read God of Malice because I wanted to read God of Fury. And I didn't have to do that, but that first scene really got me hooked in God of Fury. No, in God of Malice, sorry. That I was like, okay, let me continue reading that. It was very basic. I thought Rina Kent was gonna be, wow, amazing, and she wasn't like that for me. But I had a great time with God of Malice. That first scene is insane. How are you studying to be a doctor? Isn't he? I don't know. You go, guy. you go. His name is Killian, right? It was insane. Absolutely. But yeah, I really like Athens. Like, you know, the house they all have, the masks. I'm really into that thing. So it was fun. It was a great experience. I didn't read the other ones. I only read God of Fury next because that's my one. That's the only one I wanted to read, honestly. But yeah, I would like to go more into Reina Ken in the future, so we'll see. After, I read Wrecked, and I gave it 4 stars. Wrecked was the book that I chose to read during my birthday, and I'm so happy I did, because it was so nice, and he is chronically ill, like me. So that was on point. And then he appeared in another book that I read this year, from the Lauren Asher world. I was like, oh my god, I love Jax. He's cute. She was cute too, but I don't remember her name. Sorry, I read too many romance books. It's Jax and I don't know, Helena. I don't know your name. Helena. Oh my god, I remembered her name. Yeah, Jax and Helena. It was really nice. Then I read My Baby. I take this book with me like a baby. I read The Dare. This book here. The Dare. No, I have to show you. This is my favorite cover ever on a book. Ever. And you can tell me this is not me. Literally, if I was the cover on a book, I wish I was this cover. I read The Dare, and I gave it 3 stars because it was very small and I could barely know what was happening, but I read it, and next year I'm gonna read it again. 2026, I'm gonna read you again. And then I read Losers Part 1. My baby! I'm obsessed with Lucas. Lucas is my favorite character everywhere. If you ask me for a character of this year, it's Lucas. I think about Lucas every single day. I love Lucas. Thank you so much, Lucas, for existing. And Mason, obviously, baby Mason. It's okay. I love you too. But yeah, I also have, no, I don't think I have a video on the first part, but I have a video on the second part of Losers. But Losers was incredible. It's white shoes, and you gotta read it. Okay, then I went again into my addicted way of things, and I did Addicted After All, which I gave 4 stars, Full the Fire, which I gave 3, Long Way Down, I gave 3, and Some Kind of Perfect, which I gave 3. Some Kind of Perfect was not needed. You could have made a little small book about it, and it would be fine. I don't know, I didn't like it. But I have it. I own it. Yes, I do. But yeah, you can obviously go see that on the videos. My full opinions, 30 minutes of me yapping about these. Then I read Fearless, which I have a reading vlog only for Fearless too. And Fearless is part of the Powerless trilogy. I know a lot of people don't like it. I loved it. I honestly, this book, like, warmed my heart so much. I was like, you know when you're eager to read more and more and more until the end? That book made me feel like that since the first page, which is very difficult for a fantasy book to do that for me. And it did, and I loved it. Okay, then I did a Emily and reading vlog where I read all of these books. I read People We Meet on Vacation, which I wasn't planning on reading, but I did because it's gonna have a movie. And I did that, and I gave it 2 stars. I wasn't the girl for it, but there's a scene. There's a scene in that book that I want to see in the movie so bad. And it's when it's so hot inside of the apartment they're in. I gotta see that scene on TV. Like, I gotta see it on my TV. Okay? I'm excited for the movie, by the way, so. Then I read Great Big Beautiful Life, which I gave 3.5 stars. Happy Place, I gave 3.5 too. And Beach Read, I gave 4 stars. Beach Read was definitely my favorite Emily Henry book that I've read ever, because those were the only ones I've ever read. But Beach Read had this warm feeling inside of me. It's like, It's like Augustus, whatever his name is Gus. Gus was so nice. I vividly think about Gus a lot too, especially when it's warm outside and I'm like, oh my god, what if we go out and find someone to write a book on my genre? Yeah, it was so great. I loved it. But yeah, the book that mostly disappointed me was Happy Place, even though I really liked the scene when they are buying toothbrushes. Is it the like they're shopping, grocery shopping or something, and they're like going to buy toothbrushes? It was amazing. I love that scene on the book. And it's like this, like books get me when they have a specific scene that I'll remember for the rest of my life. So that was really good of you, Emily Henry. Thank you. Then I read The Younger Games, gave it 4 stars, and never picked up the series again. I'm doing a video of reading The Younger Games, but I've read one in June, and the other one I'm going to read in January next year. What the fuck? But yeah, I love The Younger Games. It was nice, and I just want to watch the movie so bad, but I need to read first. I need to read them, and then I can go watch it. That's it. And after that, I read a life-changing book that you also have in a reading vlog. That is the same one as The Younger Games too. I read Alone with You in the Ether. I've talked about this in my favorites. I talk about it everywhere I can, but if you like Shameless and if you like Ian Gallagher, you gotta read this book. Because I saw some Ian Gallagher here. There's no queerness though. Or is it? Actually, scratch that. If you like Ian Gallagher, go read this. If you're a nerd and you also like Olivia Blake, because Olivia Blake, she knows how to write. She knows how to put words together like they're magic. So, go read that. I gave it 5 stars and my life was changed forever. Then, now, yes, this book that I thought about today and I've been thinking about a lot, and it was Giovanni's Room. I read Giovanni's Room peak summer, and all I can think about now is that room in Paris. It's all I think about every single time. I don't know, I think I need to pick up that book and read it again. It's so tiny. It's here. It's such a tiny book. Like, girl, I could have done that again. But like, I think about the setting of this so much. I just want to read it again. I might do that next summer. So I gave it 4.5 stars. I don't know if I said it. Now I'm saying it again. Then I reread Iced Out, but this one I counted because I read it first time last year. So I read Iced Out again. I love Oak. That's all I can think about. It doesn't compare to Heated Rivalry in any way, shape, or form. But they do have hockey, though. That's what compares to it. But it was so good and heartwarming, and I think I read this because I wanted to keep on reading the series. But then I started reading the second one, and I was so unmotivated to continue, so I just didn't. But yeah, Iced Out, 4 stars. We talked about it last year. We're talking about it right now. Then I read We Were Liars, and I did a video of watching the show as well. I gave it 3 stars. I love that plot. I am a sucker for that plot in every way, shape, or form, and you guys already know it. But I don't know. I think the book could have been better conceived. And I really liked how people that never read the book were watching the show and were like, oh my god, I didn't know that was happening. And I was like, that was well done for the show. But like, the show is also not that great, you know? They're both on the same level. I wouldn't put one better than the other, honestly. I think that's it. Then I read God of Fury. And I gave it 5 stars. God of Fury. I don't know. I think it made something in me that was asleep. It was awakened by God of Fury, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful I read this book. I'm thankful I think about Brandon every single day of my life as well. I love it. Every time I see a TikTok of being like, Brandon, I'm like, yes. Yes. Nikolai too. I love Nikolai. This book, as the fan art of it, Thank you for putting the fan art of it in the beginning, because I love that shit. I love it. Then I read Caught Up and Play Along, because they are from the same series. I rated Caught Up 3 stars and Play Along 4.5. Play Along is my baby. Caught Up was like, I needed that to enjoy Play Along as much as I did, because they're brothers. Yes. I love Isaiah Rhodes. Thank you, Isaiah Rhodes, for existing. But yeah, I needed to read Caught Up to kind of get into the baseball world, and then read Play Along to just enjoy Kennedy and Isaiah Rhodes so much. But yeah, then I read my favorite book of the year. Like, this is my favorite, and it was On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. It's also here. You see, it's here. It's next to my favorite book of last year. These are like my 2 favorite books of my life. Like, if I want to talk about something, I talk about these, my babies. Right now, also Edith Rivalry, because I'm obsessed, and I already bought the physical copies of Edith Rivalry and The Long Game. They are finally available in Portugal. Finally. Thank you so much, Jacob Journey, for creating the show, because now I can buy them. But yeah, talking about On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, this book is also written in letters, like The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And it was just so, the queer in you, the queer in me was also reflected into this. But it's so much more, because E is writing letters to his mom, who doesn't know how to read. And it's always in a wishful way of like, if you could read this, I would tell you da 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 da. And I'm like, ah. And then it involves the war, and how the war had so heavy consequences, like such heavy consequences on the people that it affected, that I'm just like, wow. Yeah, it's sad. If you want to cry, you gotta go read that. It's very good. Then, on a change note, I changed like this. I read Losers Part 2, and I gave it 4 stars, and there's a video of me reading all of them. I was insane about it. I loved the ending. I think it was a perfect ending. Thank you, Arlie LaRue, for making that. What can I say? Then I read Rewind It Back, which I gave 3 stars. I really like the Windy City series, even though I didn't like Mile High at all. I still think Stevie was annoying. She was better than the other books, but I still think she was annoying. I don't think you're ever going to change my mind about that. But maybe you will. We never say never. But Rewind It Back was nice, because seeing Rio getting the love he's always yearned for, and he sees everyone getting in love, being in love, getting their partner, getting kids, and then he's like, what about me? And he gets it. And I was happy. It was second chance. It was okay. Then I read Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, and I did a whole video talking about this. I love age gap. Give me age gap. You see what book is here? It's Credence. I was reading that with my friend, and then she stopped because we got spoiled of who she got in the end with. So we never kept on going. But I'm going to keep on going next year. I'm going to finish Credence, okay? But yeah, Birthday Girl, 3.5 stars. Love age gap. Still think the girl was a bit annoying, because she was always like, oh, I'm so from, I don't know if it was 70s or 80s or whatever. I love the 80s. I loved 70s, whatever. I love it. I was born in the wrong generation. Girl, shut up. Honestly, shut up, please. I love older men, but I'm born in the right generation, okay? Okay. Then we read Bridge Kingdom, which I started reading in Lisbon, which is insane, because I went to see Shawn Mendes. I have a vlog where I went to see Shawn Mendes, and I bought The Bridge Kingdom because I had never seen it on a bookstore close to me. So I saw it in Lisbon, and I bought it. It had a nice discount. And honestly, what a great book. I gave it 3 stars, but now that I think back at it, I think the concept is really good. Because there's a bridge dividing you. and people want to go on the other side of the bridge, and you're like, no. And I like the old not fake, forced marriage. That's what I mean. Forced marriage, and like getting to know this person and being like, you're so mysterious and all. I love it. I think I'm gonna keep going and read the next one. Then I read Onyx Storm, which I gave 3 stars. Onyx Storm I read and also listened to a bit of the audiobook. It was fun, but the ending threw me off, because there were chapters at the end of Onyx Storm unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary. Nobody cares, okay? And then you end it like that, and then you say, oh no, I'm gonna take like 3 years to write the next one. I love it. Keep doing that. That's how you keep your people engaged, but I don't know. I was wishing for a bit more. And my favorite character, which is Bodhi. Please, I'm praying for Bodhi. If you know, you know. Then I read The Serpents and the Wings of the Night, and I gave, like, the only book I rated 0.775. Is that it? As that we say it? I rated it 3.75 stars, and I was really keen on the vampire stuff, and wow, vampires, I love it. And then I got so disappointed by the second book that I think my vision on the first one is now a bit blurry. I love the adopted child thing and being your past kind of being a mystery. No, in this case, her past kind of being a mystery. And I think the first book was well conceived. Like, Carissa Broadman, you did great. I also loved the writing. It's really cool. But then the second book was so... it's here. I DNF'd the second book like 100 and something pages in. I couldn't... I couldn't take the personality change of him. I was like, no, I cannot do this. So I didn't. And I also have a video talking about all of this. Then I reread The Rivalry. This time gave it 5 stars. My final rating, I think it's 4 stars, but like this time was better. It's always better on the reread, so I gave it 5 stars. I didn't count this towards my goal. Then I read a book so bad, I had to explain every single literal thing of the plot of this book to my friend. And I read The Ritual. Gave it 2 stars. But there's one thing about this book that I love, that it's the ritual. The actual ritual of the water thing where they put themselves inside. I love that. The rest of it, she's blonde and she's inexperienced and whatever. No. We can stop doing that. We can stop. Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to continue reading this series. So, yeah. Then, to take me out of a kind of a book slump that The Ritual put me into, I read The Co-Worker by Frida McFadden, and I gave it 3 stars. I learned so much about turtles that I didn't know I needed to know. And I still don't think I need to know, but it was great. It was sneaky, but it wasn't something I'd never seen. Kind of a Gone Girl situation. It was okay. But Gone Girl is other level of thinking. I love Gone Girl. Then I reread Hideaway for Devil's Night, obviously, supporting my Kai Mori. I love it. I love Devil's Night. I love Kai Mori. I love Nikova Banks. And I also love things with churches on it, so. My friend told me I should read Priest in that series. Maybe I'll do it. You guys tell me. Then I went into Lakefront Billionaires. I think that's the name of it. So I read Love Redesigned, 3 stars. Love Unwritten, 3 stars. Love Arranged, 2 stars. Love Unwritten was my favorite. I think it's on the same level of Love Redesigned, because in Love Redesigned they had really unique jobs that could go very well together. So I love that. And then Love Unwritten was like it was like a nanny situation, and it's like something we've seen 10,000 times before, but I really liked the uniqueness of she being a musician, and I liked her personal story a lot too, so that was fun. But then Love Arranged, no, I don't know, something wasn't right there, and I didn't like it a lot. Then I read something that literally saved my life for the book slump I was in. Like, I hadn't read for like a month, and then I read Better Than Movies, and I gave it 5 stars, and Liz and Wes are incredible. Love you. I loved it so much. It was so cute, and then they were arguing because of the parking spot, and I was like, my babies. I don't know, I think I just see them as this really cute people, cute story. I loved it. I loved her personal story as well. Then I read The Long Game. I read The Long Game because I was like, oh my god, Heated Rivalry is gonna have a show, and I need to read The Long Game. And I read, and The Long Game is my book. If I was a character in a book, I would be Ilya Rozanov. I love him so much, and I'm so glad how far he has become. It's like Ilya Rozanov is a real person to me. He is a real person in my imagination, so to me he's real, very much. I love him. Then I went into My December Darling, audiobooked it for Christmas, gave it 2 stars. I'm like, girl, you're pushing it. Lauren Asher really tries to push stories into her world. Girl, let's stop there, please. I'm telling you. Then I read Nothing Like the Movies. It's in the same vlog of My December Darling. I liked it. Wes and Liz again, my babies, but it was a bit of a lazy plot because in the first book, our mom is dead. In the second book, his dad is dead. Couldn't we create conflict any other way? We probably could. So that's why I gave it 4 stars, because I felt that laziness coming by onto the plot. Maybe it wasn't a needed book, and the author just tried to stretch their story. And the last 2 books I read, one of them was This Winter. It's in the Heartstopper world, and I bought it in Portuguese because it was like €6 on this bookstore I go to sometimes, and I was like, I've read the graphic novels in Portuguese, I can read This Winter in Portuguese as well. It's so small, such a small story, kind of a connecting story between the Heartstopper world and the Solitaire world. It was really okay. It was very nice to see that was kind of the beginning of it all, and it was so nice to see my girl Tori Spring. You're here in my heart. I love you. I love Solitaire. I don't know if I could reread Solitaire because I'm now kind of grown up, and I don't know if I could, like, if I'm going to destroy the feelings that I had before. Hopefully not, but yeah, Solitaire rereading can be a thought I might have in 2026. We'll see. In the last book I read this year, it was Little Stranger. I listened to the audiobook because my friend had it on Audible, and she let me borrow her account. I gave it 3 stars, and I honestly had so much fun. I was literally cooking and listening to Little Stranger. I think his POVs were amazing. I liked his POVs better than I liked hers. So, Malachi and Olive. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about Little Stranger. I think it's just like kind of a guilty pleasure read. I enjoyed it. I don't want to read the second one because I think this one ends perfectly for me. But that was so nice. And yeah, I've been yapping for hours and hours. And I hope you guys have a really great 2026. I really hope I do too. I plan on reading 50 books next year. This year I read 58. Next year I'm good with my 50 as ever. I always plan on reading 50. If I can do it, I can. If I can't, I won't. That's life. This year, then I tried to challenge myself to read until the 60s. Didn't do it, and I'm really fine with that. But yeah, 50 books is my normality, so I think I could do that for another year. My other goals are to read classics. I want to read some more classics. I want to reread my favorites, annotate my favorites, because this year I read a lot of books on my Kindle that then became my favorites, and I bought them physically. So now I want to annotate and do all of that. And I also want to read a whole series. This year is going to be a trilogy. Last year was the Addicted series. That was 10 books. This year is going to be a little trilogy. It's going to be The Infernal Devices. And I don't think I have many other goals. I want to enjoy reading as much as I can. I want to do it as often as I can. And if I can suppress the 50 books, nice. If I cannot, it's okay too. I'd also like to go into like 2 or 3 bigger books, like 700 pages-ish. We'll see. Books I'm really excited to read next year are the spin-off of the Windy City series. I'm really excited to read the spin-off because it's Monty. I love him. I'm excited to read Culty by Mariana Zapata. I want to read, what else? I don't know. I think I want to read so much. I don't know. But I already have the first book of the year that I want to start, and it's The Lamp by Lucy Rose. I am so excited to read about that. I want to read more books on love and obsession and cannibalism. Give me all the cannibals out there. Give them to me. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. I already have my reading journal for next year prepared. It's gonna be blue. This is a goodbye to this journal. We had so much fun together. It was so great. And yeah, I'll probably see you next week. Love you guys. Bye bye.